unless you reload and you have a bunch of components lying around. But do you have a plan for scavenging? Do you have a plan for planting crops? Do you have a plan for hunting or raising meat animals? Or animals in general that provide eggs or milk or whatever, right? Do you have a plan to cover these bases? And that's kind of what I've been working through the last couple of years, is figuring out resupply plans, figuring out logistics of moving the supplies in the event that where I'm at becomes compromised, or again, as believers, we're in the job to be the hands and feet of Jesus Christ. So how do I take these supplies that I have to other people? How do I take care of the community? How do I build these things to be done? And looking at like the vehicle requirements for that and all that kind of stuff, which if you watch my video on vehicle requirements, on things to consider when you're looking at buying a vehicle, especially if you're into this kind of thing. One of the things I was talking about in there is having, a good truck that's four-wheel drive, or a good SUV that's four-wheel drive, or even like a Ford Econoline work van that's been converted to be four-wheel drive. Something that can get where it needs to go, has the power to take things with it and get through whatever is coming, is mechanically sound, reliable, durable, and easily wrenched on if need be. Do you have the understanding of how to work on that to keep it up and running so it can keep doing things that it needs to do? Do you have a plan to do that in, sorry, a guy in front of me doesn't know how to drive. So, yeah, that just almost caused an accident because of the rain. Anyways, yeah. So, as preppers, as you're building your community, as all this is going on, one of the things that you need to be having conversations with your people on, and things that you need to be learning how to do, and figuring out what that looks like and means for you in different scenarios, is your logistics. So, take the time now, because if you try to put this stuff together in the worst case scenario, you're gonna fail. You're gonna get yourself or other people hurt or killed. But yeah, have a plan. Know where supplies are. Know how to get more. Know what that's gonna require and entail. Have your systems and your setups ready to go to do all these things. Have a method for tracking your inventory. I've done another video on this, on the system I have set up for my ammo, magazines, and weapons. I call it my Armory Logbook. I'm going to be putting together another system like that for tracking medical, and for tracking food, and for tracking tools, and for tracking water, and all that kind of stuff, so that I always know so I always know where I'm at. And in the good times, I know what I need to be focused on getting more of, food, water. Where am I the weakest? And that's the other thing, is if you have a good logistics plan, then what that's also is going to mean is you're going to have a good plan on how to prepare. Because if you have a good logistical plan, you know what you need, where you need to be at for bare minimum numbers and stuff like that. But then what that's going to mean is you can sit down and look at what you have, because you're tracking it, and you can go, cool, ammo's looking pretty good, I got my bases covered with weapons, got a couple spares, but truck's looking a little rough. Need to put some effort into putting that together, making sure that the trailer, if I have a trailer, is good to go, which I recommend you have a trailer. Anyways, but making sure that the tires are good on those things, that everything's maintained properly, that you have spare parts, spare tires, appropriate tools to work on it, and even within that, you can go, all right, cool, that part's good, but my tools are looking a little beat up and worn out, probably should be replacing a couple of these, or I need to get a couple of spares of this because I use it all the time, and if it breaks, then we're going to be in trouble. Or, I was like, crap, tools are good, but I need screws, and I need nails, and all this other stuff. I need some lumber so I can repair the house and the shelters and build new things if we need it, all that kind of stuff. You have a good idea of where you're at, so you know where you're lacking and where you're weak. And even with that, you can go, okay, cool, I know I'm squared away on food, but my buddy, he's squared away on ammunition, and so we just need a plan to get the supplies where they need to go. Are we going to my buddy's house? Is he coming to us? What's primary, ultimate, contingency, all that kind of thing to make this happen, and to take care of our people and our community, and to always be an asset. And I've talked about this before. It's been a big thing in this community and most of the videos you're seeing from people, but be an asset, not a liability. Don't just be someone that's taking or is in need of help and supplies. Be someone that brings something to the table. And again, that's not just talking about supplies. Have some knowledge, have some skills. That's part of the logistics of this as well, is what can I barter with? What knowledge and skills do I have that will be useful in a grid down situation to bring, or to go to somebody else and go, hey, I see you got some extra corn, but I see your tractor's broken. Do you need help fixing that? And you can give me some corn for my time. Like, there's things that you can do to help your resupply plan as part of the contingency planning. But again, yeah, like most of my videos, guys, this isn't to tell you how to do it. I just wanted to get the conversation started and get people thinking. So if you've got any thoughts or comments about this, put them down below. Any ideas to help people be better prepared, or things that you're doing that might be helpful to others, put it down below, and let's grow